Okay, so last week I put out a video, 4 fragrances, 1 for each season, designer edition. I figured I'd go ahead and get the niche edition out for you guys ASAP. What's up fam, it's Cam and welcome back to CFR. As promised, I would try to get the niche version of this video out. Ashton from Gents Scents originally tagged me for this video, 4 fragrances for life, 1 for each season, designer edition. So this is the niche edition, and boy, I thought I had my work cut out for me on the designer edition. This was one hell of a task to put together for the niche. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and get it rolling. As I did on the designer list, I also had honorable mentions, so I had to do the same for this. I won't drone on too long about these, but this was a very, very hard decision for each season, to say the least. Okay, the fragrance that I decided to use for spring probably would not come to mind to certain individuals because a leathery-ish fragrance or a fragrance with leather for spring doesn't really come to mind immediately. I've actually worn this fragrance this spring. It's one that my brother gave me for Christmas. Yes, it is Raja Dove's Danger. This one is the Parfum Cologne. Now, if you guys are familiar with this line or not, it is a much fresher and brighter take on some of the fragrances that so many people love. I have actually owned the Danger Parfum, and I actually like the Parfum Cologne better. It has some lavender and lemon. It has some bergamot. It also has some vetiver, some vanilla. If you guys know, these Raja Parfums have a lot of notes in it, but it also has some leather and woody notes. As a matter of fact, I had this fragrance on right when everybody was talking about, shutting North Carolina down because of COVID. I was in a grocery store. I had this fragrance on. Somebody on the other side of the aisle, or not the aisle, but the bananas, were like, wow, you smell absolutely amazing. So I was thinking, I was talking about some of the fragrances being perfect for social distancing. This is that fragrance that'll reach out and touch someone even if you are supposed to be keeping 6 feet of distance in between you. This one would probably cause it to get a lot closer. Even though this fragrance is warm and sexy, it's also bright, but it is very, very seductive. Well, all I can say is the only reason that I didn't pick this one as my absolute fragrance is because of the next one. And as for my official niche fragrance for spring, I picked another fragrance that had some leather in it. And I know you guys are completely tired of hearing about fragrances that have a vintage type DNA. This one is much, much better. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this fragrance. I have mentioned it a couple of times recently when I was talking about Niche Hashavat. This is one that Timmy from Imagine Scent actually inadvertently turned me on to a few years back when he had it in a review. This one is Morning Chess from Valheim Perfumery. What can I say about this? Holy SH, you know what. This one is absolutely amazing. It is a complete and total 90-degree turn away from Aventus. Number one, it has leather in it. And it's not like a Tuscan leather type leather note. It is very, very, very skillfully blended. Absolutely perfect. As a matter of fact, the backstory to this fragrance is late summer evenings. The perfumer's family, taking trips, I think in Sweden, if I'm not mistaken, just late night summer evenings. I'm using this for spring. It's extremely sexy. As a matter of fact, my brother was wearing this the other day and he said a lady said to him that this stuff was actually dangerous to wear. It could actually cause somebody to react on you in a way that you might like or you might not, if you smell what the rock's cooking. Some of the notes for this are bergamot, galbanum, leather, patchouli, and amber. So yeah, it's not your typical what everybody else puts in, something that smells in the vein of Aventus. Yeah, I know you guys are tired of hearing about these types of fragrances, but don't get tired of hearing about it until you've smelled this. It's similar in certain ways. To me, this is way, 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 way better. Now, because because this is niche, and of course Aventus is niche, they're not going to be cheap. I would highly recommend at least getting a sample of this, and while you're at it, you might as well use today's sponsor. Go to www.myfragrancesamples.com. They have the COVID-19 discount that just supersedes everything else. Together 30 for 30% off on a sample of Morning Chest and many others. Hundreds of brands, hundreds of choices, but this would be one that I would stick in a queue for shizzle. Next up is my niche fragrance for summer. My honorable mention, I actually had to go back and forth on this, but being that this is a video that would be like picks for today, I might change my mind tomorrow, I might change my mind next week, but as of today, my summer pick as the honorable mention would be Millésime Imperial from Creed. If you guys saw me pick I think it was 4 or 5 fragrances from, it was 5 fragrances from Creed that would work for every single season. I had this one picked as my summertime fragrance, and some of you guys were like, what the heck, bro? Where's Virgin Island Water? Virgin Island Water, we'll talk about that one in a minute, okay? Millésime Imperial is it's sweet, it's salty, it's fruity. I mean, it's extremely versatile. I absolutely love this for summertime, but today I'm gonna have to roll with that Virgin Island Water. Guess it seems that Creed had a shoe in for summer no matter how I sliced it. I actually went back and forth between a few of these and narrowed it down to Millésime Imperial and Virgin Island Water. Yes, this is the epitome of summertime. It's Jamaican lime and coconut. Come on. Some people even say it almost has a rum vibe, but you know, in mixed drinks, you're gonna get lime and coconut. I don't really get a rum vibe off of this, but what I do get is a vacation in a bottle. I've been to Jamaica, I've been to Cancun, I've been to a lot of really awesome tropical places, whether it be in Miami, Myrtle Beach, Virginia Beach, wherever, up and down the East Coast anyway. I have not been out to California or whatever. But as far as the East Coast and the Caribbean, I've made my mark. This is a vacation in a bottle that some people like to wear year round. I actually had this before. I gave it to a girlfriend that I had, and once I gave it to her, it was I got used to smelling on her, and every time I smelled, I think about her. So men can actually, there's a book that's called Men Are Waffles and Women Are Spaghetti. And the reason for that is because men compartmentalize something just like in a waffle, like in them little squares. It's okay, this belongs here, that belongs there, this belongs here. And then women it's a book, so don't shoot the messenger. But I'm sure if you have a wife or if you're a woman, you know that if somebody hits a certain noodle, even if it's a noodle that's 3 years old, that's not good. So I compartmentalized this. I was okay, that was an awesome time with an awesome woman, and now I must wear Virgin Island Water for summer, no matter what the cost. This one is a beautiful fragrance. Definitely summertime without a doubt. Some of the notes for Virgin Island Water are bergamot, mandarin, jasmine, and Jamaican lime. Okay, for fall and winter, these were really difficult tasks, but this past fall and winter, there were a few fragrances that I really had a lot of luck with and just really got attached to in a way. This first honorable mention is from Chris Collins, or World of Chris Collins. This one is Dan Savage. What can I say about this? Wow, it is spicy, it's sexy, it's very unique. It's not really anything that I've smelled before. So this one opens up really spicy with black pepper. It also has a plum note, which I absolutely adore, and it has some cognac and musk. Now this is another one that is going to be top shelf that you're going to pull down when you got game on. It's gonna be date night. This is gonna be dressed to impress. Even if you've got somebody that you've been trying to holler at and they've been kind of ducking you, go ahead and swagger up, get G'd up from the feet up. Use some of this right here. If you don't get their attention with this, you really need to take a really long hard look in the mirror. I'm not being a butthole when I say that, but yeah, fragrance is not magic, but if you've got everything else buttoned up, this is the magic to spray on top. So I broke out of big guns if I had to go beyond this one. Now, of course, I'm just going off of personal taste. You guys may disagree with me 100%, and that's aight. But my fall fragrance is Nuit de Megève from 8 and Bob. Wow. What an amazing fragrance. I've mentioned this one here a couple of times, and I actually had this one in my spring lineup, but I was like, you know what, I can just move this one to fall because this was not an easy list to put together. Now this one has some black coffee. It also has some mossiness about it. It also has a vetiver note in here that is absolutely a stunner if there's ever been one. Some subdued tobacco. It also has some tonka bean, grapefruit, and clove buds. Now yeah, wait. Yeah, I did say clove buds, but this is not like tobacco vanilla clove buds. Other than just like a little bit of like spicy nuances, you cannot pick the clove buds up in this. So if you're not a fan of clove buds, don't fret. Smell this, see how you like it, but this is easily, hands down, the best vetiver fragrance I've ever smelled. If you read the story about this, it is, I think it's like based back in the 30s. It was like at a ski resort. It gave this whole like pre-Christmas type situation, but I have worn this one in the spring in slightly warmer weather. It is a little bit darker. Don't get it twisted, it's not like super earthy or anything, but yeah, if you think tobacco, oak moss, coffee, vetiver, those are going to be darker nuances for the fall, so that's why I picked this one as my #1 fragrance for fall on the niche side of things. Okay, for winter, this was tough. Some of you who know me, you're either going to guess what I have picked for winter or you're going to gasp at how I have these positioned. This was difficult for me, so let's just go ahead and get on with it. I have picked my honorable mention as something that probably would have been picked as my official niche wintertime fragrance 100 times over. It is Black Phantom from Killian. Yeah, it's the honorable mention. I'm like sitting here like, really, dude? Are you sure about that? As you guys know, I have a deep affection for this fragrance, and what's not to like? If you've not smelled this fragrance, holy cow, do yourself a favor. This one has some coffee. It also has some rum. It has some dark sugar. Oh my God, it's delectable. If you guys didn't see the CFR versus FM, me and Chris like picked out our biggest guns of big guns for date night, and this actually was the one that Andrea picked, and for good reason. It is like the most unique and sexy fragrance that you could possibly wear, or is it? Yeah, it is, or no it ain't. Yes it is. See, I'm back to my same dilemma. Okay, what I officially picked for my niche pick, one fragrance for winter. I'll talk to you next winter, okay? It'll be all right. It's Berryonda from Nazumato. Did I get a lot of attention with this fragrance or what? I've called it my secret weapon. I brought it up in a few different reviews, and wow. If you've not smelled this, please do yourself a favor and try it out. Now, yes, like the primary thing that people talk about is like the booziness about it. Not bougie, but boozy. It even has like a corkish top on here. These are not cheap. These are 30 ml for $100+. So, but the thing about it is, great performance. You don't need any more than 2 sprays max. You're gonna get a little bit of a balsamic vibe with like almost like a dark caramel with like whiskey barrel, you know, woody whiskey barrel. This one is an absolute compliment beast. It's unique in its own way as well. And I'm still like going back and forth, just wondering if I made the right decision. But to be 100% honest with you, this one actually got more attention and more compliments than this one. And it's not just about compliments, it's about being unique. So yeah, if you want to go for the honorable mention or the official pick for today, as I said, today, for my winter pick, I would definitely suggest trying this one out. Nazumato is an amazing house. You guys know that I love them. I love Killian. This was the hardest decision in the world that I've had to make as far as picking one fragrance. So let's see what you've got. Let's see what type of niche fragrances you can pull out, but one for each season. Let me know down in the comments what your picks would be. So this is a tag video. I actually tagged a channel. It was Nixon from Smelly Cat. He was like, dude, I don't really do designers. So I'm tagging Nixon again for his niche lineup. I'm also tagging Andrea from Curly Scents again. You didn't do the designers, so let's see if you do the niches. And same rules apply for you because you guys know that Andrea does men's and women's fragrances, so whichever way you want to do it, get her done for me, sweetie. And last but definitely not least, my buddy Timmy over at Imagine Scent. Timmy, you are the whole reason that I even have this bad boy in my collection. Show me what you got, bruh. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I know a lot of you really enjoyed the designer edition. Videos like these are a lot harder to put together than one would think. I mean, just do it, especially if you've got a bigger collection. Now, if you've got, you know, like 4 designers and 4 niche, okay, well, that's that. But this is a lot harder, so let me know what your picks are. Until next time, we'll see you on Carolina Fragrance Reviews.